No, no, no. We're going to do more than your husband's family. We're not going to flee. That's what we're not going to do. We don't plan to flee like his family did. See, we're the only lineage group who
Yeah,
we
keep
got
up with me.
to tell people what we gonna do every day, where we gonna go, what y'all gonna do. Ask your husband's family what they're gonna do.
No, I'm
But
asking you because you're positioning yourself as a leader of a group. So I'm
no, I'm
asking you, Miss.
not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I am not a leader of anything. See, I am not
I'm
a leader.
asking you. I'm holding you accountable, black man. You're
No,
doing the
no,
same thing that a lot of these celebrities.
oh, ma'am, I am not the leader of anything. You're not going to tell lies. I've never claimed to be a leader. You cannot be the leader of a lineage. It is impossible.
I
You,
never.
you said I'm positioning myself to be a leader. No, I am not. How can you be a leader of a lineage? Who's the leader of the Puerto Ricans?
You're positioning yourself
No, I'm
to
not.
be one of the leaders of the FBA movement. You
Ma'am,
are influential. Right now, you have 1.5 thousand people listening to our conversation. So now that you have that many people tuned in, FBA guy, what are your plans? What are your goals? What is your agenda for these FBA people? If it's not for Black America,
43 million foundational Black Americans. They can think for themselves. 43 million foundational Black Americans are not dumb. They don't need me to lead them. We've been around building this nation for years. They don't need me to tell them what to do.
okay,
They're
so I get so your role is to serve as a puppet, right? To get people riled up, to call people tethers and further.
okay, ma'am. You keep getting offended because your husband must be a tether. He must act like a tether because you're very offended. And also, where's your family from, beloved? Where's your family from? Because you seem unusually offended. Where's your family from?
I'm offended. If you would let me talk and stop muting me, I will tell you why I'm offended. I'm offended as an
Wait, no, no,
educated
no, no,
black.
no, 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 beloved.
No, you keep cutting me off. I'm
Yeah,
offended. This is what you do to people who have different.
ma'am, where is your family from?
Here, America. I'm black.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Where in America is your family from?
New York.
Uh-oh.
What? Now there's something wrong with New York black, so you could further discredit me so that the message that I have for black people can't get through. Listen, Black
Oh,
America, you have people like
wait,
Tariq
wait, oh,
Nasheed. You have
no, no, don't try to talk
no,
fast.
you have people like the Joe Buddens. You have
I done told y'all when you ask where their family from and they say New York, y'all know what that means. Ma'am,
they sit here
ma'am,
and play in your face.
ma'am, where was your family before they were in New York?
They sit here in your face and they collect
Where
their
was
coin
your family from before they were in New York, beloved?
and they pretend like they have an agenda
She's a tether, ladies and gentlemen.
and they pretend like they have an agenda for you.
She's a tether, ladies and gentlemen. That's why she's so offended by tether, because she is one.
He can
She's a
call me
tether.
whatever he wants to call.
Ma'am, that's why these tethers are always trying to convince us that this ain't our land. This is tethering 101, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're talking
He
about.
has no education.
Yeah, ma'am, you are from a tether background, your damn self. And you have this passive aggressive vitriol towards foundational Black Americans trying to tell us that we're foreigners like you. And we're
Call it
not.
whatever you want to call it. I have anger towards people like you.
You come from a foreign background.
Towards
We
you,
don't.
you're a puppet. You do nothing for.
You come from a foreign background. You and your husband.
Puppet. You are
From,
a puppet.
ma'am, now you're trying to crash out. This is
A
tethering.
puppet. You are
And
a puppet. You
that's why Professor Allen got very curt with her and like, I ain't got to tell you nothing because he saw this little passive aggressive shit she was trying to pull. See, I want y'all to understand, you can kind of smell the little microaggression when they come in. Well, can you cite your sources? I ain't got to cite nothing. Oh, I'm just trying to have a conversation. No, he saw your little microaggressions. He saw it early and didn't fall into it. And I'm glad that's how we got to handle these tethers like that with their microaggressions. They're not trying to get no information. They're not trying to have a good faith dialogue. They're trying to be antagonistic, which is what she's trying to do. This woman comes from a tether background, ladies and gentlemen. That's why she's up here trying to take us away
He's
from
a
our
puppet. He's placed there by white America to divide Black America. He's a puppet.
man. Divide. You got to be together before you get divided. A puppet of who?
Wake up, Black America.
Ma'am, a puppet of who?
Wake up. He has no agenda. He has
Ma'am, other than fleeing, what is your agenda,
no
beloved?
agenda. No, you're the one.
Ma'am, you and your husband, y'all the peaches and herb of fleeing. All right, reunited, and it feels so good. Fleeing your ass to another neighborhood. No, that's clean. That's clean. You are a fleeing
You are
couple.
a puppet, and you are a puppet. You truly do not even believe the misinformation that.
Man, stop it. And you go to
You
Howard.
are a puppet.
Howard has become tether central. Let's keep it a bean.
You and what school did you graduate?
Howard, none.
And what school did you graduate?
I am a high school dropout, beloved.
Exactly.
I did not even graduate high school. And I have more influence and respect worldwide than you and your flea and tether husband, man.
Exactly. A high school.
Yep. And that shows how that FBA Majara spirit lineage, how strong and
not a scholar as a voice for the.
No, I am not. I'm an everyday man, ladies and gentlemen. I don't sit up here trying to floss degrees and all that, which is nothing wrong with that. We have our illustrious scholar, Professor Allen, right here in the room. I have no problem with that. We got our scholar warriors out here that I love and respect. I don't even try to pretend. I am a high school dropout, became a gangster hustler back in the day, and now I speak truth to power, and people respect what I have to say, and I'm not nobody's leader, and I keep it a bean, ma'am, and I'm not fleeing.
Exactly. Black people, producers, and people with no high school education cannot speak on our issue.
Ma'am, Elijah Muhammad had a 6th grade education, and he has one of the longest longest running successful organizations in America, ma'am. Yes, we can. Of Black Americans, this is our homeland, and I'm an expert on my damn lineage, and part of my expertise is to recognize tethers who are not of my lineage, and that would be you. Understand that, ma'am?
Done nothing.
What, beloved? Go ahead, dear. I'm an expert on my damn lineage.
I'm just saying this. We're
an expert on my damn lineage because I'm from the lineage. I live the lineage. I didn't have to go to school
to learn. With a black man who's not really.
I didn't have to go to school to learn about my lineage. I got parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, moms, dads from the lineage who school me every day about my lineage, ma'am.
Did you have to go to school?
Nobody's schooling you about your fleeing ass lineage from your failed homelands, beloved.
Did you have to go to school to learn math?
Ma'am, your failed homeland don't know mathematics because they're building nothing over there.
You're talking about your own homeland.
Let's talk about your failed homeland, you and your dude.
Africa's your homeland too, baby.
No, the hell it is.
About? What are you
not a continental African,
What
man.
are you talking? You're still an African.
I am not a continental African. We are not continental Africans. That's not my homeland. I don't live over there. Nobody in my family lives over there. The countries over there don't even exist.
You're silly.
No, that's not silly. We're not generic Africans. Stop it, ma'am. You are a fleeing African. You probably came from some failed country over there. We didn't, beloved. We didn't, dear. So you can't try to Africanize us and take us.
Africanize you, but we're trying to give you a connection to where you come from.
You don't even have a connection because your family fled from there, ma'am. So how you gonna tell?
Where? I was born here.
Anchor baby, beloved. You a bunch of anchor babies. You and your dude. Y'all not connected with Africa. You're not connected with Africa because you ain't over there. Y'all fled to come over here, ma'am.
You sat here and had a whole live conversation where you could have been influencing black people.
I'm influencing them now to recognize lying, fleeing tethers like yourself. That's what I'm doing.
You made this conversation an argument.
It's not an argument, ma'am. This is a schooling. I argue with my equals. All others I teach. I'm teaching. This is a teaching moment. You're not on my level to argue with. I'm too thorough with this, beloved. This is a teaching moment to teach you to
Everyone,
to
do you
teach you to possibly go back to your homeland, you and your musty husband, and go fix those places back
he
there,
keeps
beloved.
going, he won't let me speak. He keeps muting me. He keeps
But
muting me. Do you understand this?
you're not going to talk over us. You tried to. You were very disrespectful to Professor Allen. You were very
That's
disrespectful.
the kind of energy that you
No,
bring.
no, no. You were disrespectful to Wani while she was trying to talk, and you're trying to cut her off, yelling, "You African, you African." No, we don't do that, beloved. You're not going to
You are
try.
not a good
Man, you're not going to project your failed lineage onto us, ma'am. That's what you want to do, and we're
you're
just not.
not a good influential person. At least Umar lets people talk.
I don't give a damn. Go holler at Umar then. Go to his place.
At least Umar could.
This ain't the Umar Johnson space. Umar's a Pan-Africanist like you. I disagree with his ideology.
At
I'm
least Umar.
not a lost African. If you want to hear about lost African talk, go to Umar. We're not lost Africans in America. We're
At
foundational.
least.
So yes, ma'am, we're different. We have a different ideology and we have a different lineage, beloved. But go ahead, dear.
At least Umar has a PhD and is speaking to things that he has knowledge of.
Y'all clown Umar
Sir,
all the
you
time,
are a producer.
and y'all clown Umar all the time for not building that school, beloved. Y'all clown that brother, and he's the main one running around talking about Pan-Africanism. I don't do that. I'm all about lineage, lineage, lineage here. I'm a foundational Black American. Let me get my brother McCall in here. Okay, McCall.
Great Minister of Code. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm living a dream and winning.
Yes, indeed.
Ma'am, how are you today?
I'm doing well. I've been waiting to catch Mr. Nasheed for a minute. And
Okay.
I didn't want to follow him, right? Because I don't
Mhm.
agree with him. So I don't want to follow him
Okay.
because I don't like his message at all. So what I did was
Uh,
I followed him real quick just to see when his next
mhm.
spaces was because I wanted to see if he was
Okay.
intelligent enough to be questioned and
Mhm.
challenged on his points and to be held accountable
Uh,
for people to be able to ask him, okay, Mr. Nasheed, we get it. These folk are tether. These folk are
mhm.
indigenous. These folk are African. We get it.
Right.
We have the distinction now.
Okay.
What's next? What are we doing?
Okay.
What's our plan?
Okay.
Umar can sit there and
Okay.
I can watch him and he will put he can have three agendas
Mhm.
that he wants to tackle
Okay.
that he feels are
Okay.
important in the Black community.
Mhm.
I asked Mr.
Okay.
Nasheed, can he name three of his
Mhm.
agendas points as an FBA, and he couldn't. You know
Mhm.
what he did? You know what he did? As
What?
a person that studies
What?
human behavior and has a degree in human behavior, he sat there
Mhm.
and he deflected. He deflected because
Okay.
he doesn't want people like me, people who are there to
Okay.
challenge his opinion, people who
Okay.
are going to ask him to back his opinion up. People who are not going to
Okay.
just sit there and settle for whatever the next man is saying to me because he got a black
Mhm.
face. That's why I
Okay.
came
I
up
got
on
you.
here. And to be attacked
I
and
got
to be
you.
called a tether and say
Mhm.
I'm caping, that just shows,
Okay.
Mr. Nasheed, that you can't handle being talking to an intellectual
Okay.
black woman who has a different point of
Okay.
view than you. That just goes
Okay.
to show. So when I
I
ask
got it.
you,
I
have you gone to
understand. I
college? I
understand.
asked you
Okay,
why he went
ma'am,
to I asked him
ma'am,
why he went to
ma'am,
college.
you
Hold on,
you're
this is
talking
my
to
last
me.
point. I understand, and
Excuse
I
me,
don't
ma'am.
want to take your time away, but this is the last time I'm ever going to be on his space. So I just want to say
Okay.
this. I didn't ask him if he went to college to try to flaunt that I have some
Mhm.
degree, right? I asked him if he went to college because college gives you those foundational skills of critical
Mhm.
thinking that's
Okay.
necessary. Okay? That's
Okay.
necessary.
Okay.
So when I ask him, have you gone to
So
college? I'm asking him, what is your
I heard the
expertise to be
ma'am.
sitting here and
I heard
just
the
spreading
conversation.
science?
It's okay.
Sorry.
I heard the conversation. I heard the conversation. I heard the conversation. Are you okay?
I'm okay. I just want to throw the phone because I just feel like Trump just won. More than ever, black folks should be uniting. Black folks should be coming up with
Okay.
plans. Now this
Okay.
fool gonna pop up now, right after the
Okay.
election,
Ma'am.
to be telling us to
Ma'am.
be cooled
Ma'am.
out. Get
Ma'am.
out of here.
Ma'am. Okay, ma'am. He didn't call you out of your name, but
I didn't say that. I
let
say he
me.
wants black people to be divided
Okay.
and amongst
I'm
people
black.
who are
I'm black.
who have
I'm
knowledge
black.
and are
I'm black.
educated and
I'm
those
black.
okay.
I'm black. I'm black. You're talking to a black man,
And I'm
and I'm
glad
on
I
the
am, and
continent.
I know I am. I would
Yeah,
hope and I would pray that
there
there
you
are no
go.
Europeans in this black space. I would hope and I
Okay.
would pray that
So
this is our
let
space.
me. Can I ask you a question? If it's okay.
Yes,
Okay. You're a Pan African, right?
sure.
Okay. What's the Pan African agenda?
The Pan-African agenda is black unity across all continents, black
Okay.
economic empowerment.
Okay. So my next question is: on the continent,
Hmm.
there are issues of tribalism, tribonomics, religiosity,
Okay.
revenge
And can I
wars.
ask you to give me an
Wait a minute.
example of those issues before the white man touched his foot on that continent? Can you name one instance or something
Mhm.
that could point to the fact that we were tribalist and we were divisive
Okay.
before the
So,
European colonized Africa?
okay.
If you can point me,
So, so
okay.
my question to you is, okay, what's the Pan African solution for overlooking tribal bias, maximizing the people's skills, capabilities, motivations, and competencies?
Hmm.
How are the Pan Africans going to create jobs, deal with unemployment, compensation issues
So I
on the
guess let me ask
continent?
you, how are the FBAs going to do it? If you can tell me how the FBAs are going to do it, I'll give you 3 points right now. Give me 3 points on how the FBAs are going to do it.
Mhm.
Give me 3 points
Okay,
on how the FBAs plan
so
to do it.
sure, sure, I can give you that, but
Okay.
you're not going
All
to
right.
answer my question.
Okay.
Hmm?
So
You're not
let's
going
hear
to answer
yours.
my question.
No, I'm gonna
I
ask
asked
yours
you a
because I
question.
asked Mr. Nasheed actually earlier to name 3 points and he couldn't. So now that you're speaking for the group,
Hmm.
I want you to name
Hmm.
3 agenda points and
Hmm.
3 ways
Okay.
that you're gonna get that done, so we can discuss
Well, the
that.
first thing, we do have a 40-year paradigm building plan with
Okay.
agendas and initiatives.
Mm-hmm.
And we are focusing primarily on high-tech real estate development, right? In
Mm-hmm.
addition to,
Will those be black owned? Will those be black owned? Okay.
absolutely, in addition to
Okay.
decentralized finance,
Mm-hmm. And I agree with that.
in addition to manufacturing,
I
bringing manufacturing
100%.
to historically black neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
I can go on and on, but the point I'm asking you, ma'am,
So I'm
is what
asking
is
you, how are you? You guys
what
are naming. You
what is
guys are naming
what
what
is
you
the
want to
Pan
do.
African?
How?
What is the Pan
What are
Af,
you guys doing
ma'am?
now? What are
What
you
is
guys? Okay, hold on. You can't. You
we're
see what I'm
producing?
saying with the FBAs?
We're
They're so
producing the
focused on
agenda,
discrediting.
and in addition to that,
Okay.
we will produce over the course of 40 years 8 consecutive 5-year plans. But I want to know, what is the Pan African
So
agenda?
you don't have a plan. So you're gonna. So over the
We
next
do have a
40 years, you're
plan,
gonna come up
and
with a
we have
plan, and you
agendas.
want
But
black
I've
folks to
asked
just follow
you,
you for the next 40
but
years.
I'm asking you, ma'am, what is the Pan African agenda?
What do you mean? Economic
Okay,
empowerment of black
how?
people.
You haven't
What
said
What
how.
do you mean? Let me tell you what is the problem here. Let me tell you
No,
what
no,
is the
ma'am. I
problem.
asked you a question. You haven't answered my
Okay.
question respectfully.
Black economic empowerment means going into those do you are you asking what are we doing?
Ma'am,
Listen to me. No, you're not
just
letting me speak. This is a thing. I'm trying to clarify your question. Are you asking the pan-Africanist goals in terms of black Americans here and abroad, or are you asking about what we're planning to do in Africa? Because you just said
Okay.
Africa has tribal warfare and all of those things. So I'm trying to clarify your question.
Okay. I'm in Africa, and I know the Pan Africans are doing nothing. I know that for a fact. But
Okay. And what are the FBAs doing there?
I haven't seen a feasibility study, a Pan African feasibility study. I haven't seen a
Okay.
Pan
I'll
African
give you that.
ethnographic study,
Okay. Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
I haven't seen an economic development plan for Pan Africans
Okay.
globally,
Okay.
right? So, but I'll land with that and let you continue having conversations with my
No,
brother.
wait, before you
Thank
end,
you,
I guess my
brother
question, you
Tariq.
said you were in Africa, right?
Take care of yourself.
Okay.
Take care of yourself,
You
man.
too, brother. You too.
thank you. So, sister, now how come you did all of that and you couldn't name anything
What do you
on the
mean?
panel?
I tried to. clarify his question so that I can answer it. But I guess because this space is such a hostile space that it feels
Nope.
like we're speaking so fast to try to respond rather than speaking to listen. We're not speaking to each other to listen.
Brother Macau wasn't hostile. That brother was so respectful and calm. Where was
I'm
he
not
hostile?
saying him. I'm saying the environment.
Nobody's hostile to you, man. You the one yelling at everybody and talking over everybody. Nobody's hostile to you at all. Let me get Brother Marcel in here. Brother Marcel, hop in. Then I'm going to get Ishmael. Brother Marcel.
Hey, Tariq, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good. I was going to ask this lady what's her plan, but she has none, so I don't need to ask that.
So what's your
But I am going to say
so
this.
give us
I am going to say this,
can't. You won't.
that you said that there's only 40 million.
You can't and you won't.
Brother Marcel?
It broke out.
Oh. Brother Marcel? Okay, I get him back up. Hold on. Let me see. Let me get Brother Marquette. I'll get Marcel back, but while we're waiting on him, let's get Sister Ishmael in here. Ismael?
Peace to you, Brother Tariq. Yeah, I just want to, obviously, I share the same sentiment. I do want to respond to a couple things. So first, tribalism and all of the issues that Brother Mikhail mentioned absolutely did exist before European occurrence on the continent of Africa. And they still exist today. Things like, political instability, debt repayments, punishments, class hierarchies, caste systems, the economic and political corruption runs rampant, as well as trafficking and child labor for mining as well. So these are really prominent issues on the continent of Africa. But one of the things that I want to make mention to, because this is tapping into that critical thinking skills. When people say, oh, well, college teaches you critical thinking skills, college doesn't teach you common sense. Right?
Well,
you either have it, you don't interrupt me, ma'am. Don't interrupt me. You've interrupted everyone on, ma'am, you've interrupted everyone on this stage, and I'm going to talk over you until you allow me to finish, because I did not interrupt you when I came up to the stage. So please let me finish, ma'am. So let me continue, ma'am. Let me continue, ma'am. So, and I'm keeping it very respectful. I just want to finish my thought, because if I'm not allowed to do that, I'll lose my thought, and it's very important.
Okay.
Thank you. So please go on mute. Mute up, ma'am. Mute up. Thank you. So what I want to say is, and I'm going to keep my mic all the way up. Forgive me, Brother Tariq, for my loud mic. But folks can't just have the emotional literacy to not interrupt people. And I have something to say that's important.
Okay.
Right? So first of all, particularly to Black Americans, we know that infiltration has been a thing. It's been a constant theme in our community with outsiders, with people who participate in white supremacism. So it is not intelligent war strategy, you guys, for us to share any specific strategies on public social apps with people just because they have questions. What you do is you get with the people who are doing that off the app, because there are people that are doing that. You don't share your war strategy to your enemy or in the presence of your enemy. You don't do that. So when people are coming up to ask about strategy and ask us what we are doing,
correct.
Please understand, ladies and gentlemen, that her question is a gaslight. Her question, ma'am, thank you. Her question is a gaslight to Brother Tariq, because Brother Tariq, just like the rest of us who are doing work, know that it isn't intelligent to be sharing those things on a public app in the presence of white folks or the presence of really anyone, right? So there's that. But the other, so that actually disproves her argument about college teaches you how to be smart or critical think or whatever. It doesn't, right? It doesn't. So, and I'm saying this to those of you who know me, who's been a teacher. This is not about you, ma'am. Please go on mute.
You can try.
Mute up. I
don't need to. Who are you?
Mute up.
I know you wish you had.
Mute up. Thank you. So what I'm saying to you guys is that is the ultimate gaslight for people who are not actually doing the work and are having emotional breakdowns, crashing the out on stages because they are not being given what they want. throwing temper tantrums on stages, not allowing people to finish their statements because they're crashing the out. So let's just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, as we go forward in these conversations. And remember not to let people gaslight you. Just continue to do our ancestral work, ladies and gentlemen, and stay black and free. Thank you for letting me speak, Brother Tariq.
Ignorant folks trying to lead people. The blind leading the blind. Get out of here. Girl, bye. And what qualification do you have? What college level history have you studied to be making these claims? You're pushing rhetoric. That's what you're doing. And if you're telling him to take it off spaces, then
Oh, V, slow down. Because you keep mentioning your college degree and your college education. What have you done with your college degree and college education to fix your homeland or your husband's homeland?
And what have you done without a college degree to fix our home?
Become one of the most influential black men in America. That's what I've done.
What you influence? What change have you influenced? Name me one where you can say this change for Black America. Name me one.
Ma'am,
all you do is sit online and call people.
No, ma'am, I have documentary films that's taught in schools and universities all around the world, beloved. That's one. I can run down my resume. I've done more for your homeland than you have, ma'am. I'm very respected worldwide, beloved. I am a producer of education. I'm a producer of tangibles. I have rallies for reparations. We have a reparations movement going on right now that's in full swing, and we crashed out a Democratic Party. That's how influential I am, beloved.
You're not really.
What have you? And then that's why you're so triggered. That's why you're here triggered now. What have you done with all of that college degree over homeland?
I asked you to name one thing.
All right, now I named a few. What have you done besides deflect from your failure, beloved? What have you done with your college degree over here that you couldn't get in your homeland? Go ahead.
Yo, this an old video of some crazy Pan-African girl yelling every 5 seconds. She scared her 90-day fiancé Nigerian husband finna get deported. I heard they already caught around 500 people in California. There's gonna be a decrease in flip-flops these next coming weeks. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment down below. I'm gonna start trying to live stream at least once a week. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. That's where I'm the most active on. And y'all could send some videos to the email on the screen if y'all want me to react to them.